Hi, hello, and welcome back. Today I've got a super cozy what I eat in a day type video for you guys. This is just a really chill, relaxed day at my family's house. Just me hanging out, documenting lots of good vegan food. So I hope you enjoy. Also, thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this. I get tons of questions about this pancake sweater whenever it appears in a video. You know, people asking where it's from. This was actually a Christmas gift from Artemis, and she stitched that herself. Probably the nicest thing anyone's ever given me. For breakfast, 2 of my siblings requested porridge. So in a small saucepan, I combined the following things: small cut oats, ground up golden flax seeds, raisins, and a little bit of salt, plus some non-dairy milk. Oh, and there's also some cinnamon in there. And then I just, brought this up to a boil, then reduced the heat to medium, letting it simmer for about 6 to 8 minutes. So one of my sisters, she's really not a fan of fruits. So for her, I kept the topping pretty plain with just some cashews, unsweetened cacao powder, and maple syrup. And then the other one would, if it were possible, only eat chocolate and fruit for the rest of her life. My breakfast was a bowl of muesli though, consisting of a bunch of random things I could find in my parents' well-stocked but extremely chaotic pantry. So small cut oats, sunflower seeds, raisins, flax seeds, quinoa puffs, and unsweetened cornflakes. I finished this off with a bunch of strawberries and oat milk. This is really nice. Except for the fact that, since I took way too many photos of this, the cornflakes just turned all soggy once I got to eating them, which I could have expected that. Baking just calms my mind like nothing else. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite things to do. And on that day, I made these insanely fluffy Oreo rolls. For this, I revised my old cinnamon roll recipe. Like, what's baking powder doing in this, Mina? Anyway, I'm so happy with how these turned out. Start by warming up the non-dairy milk. Not so much that it's boiling, but just so it's slightly above lukewarm temperature. Pour the milk into a large mixing bowl and add some liquid sweetener of choice to it. Give that a good mix before adding the dry active yeast. Just sprinkling that on top, letting it sit and rest for about 10 minutes while you measure out and combine the dry ingredients. All-purpose flour, salt, and vanilla sugar. If you've only got like a liquid form of vanilla, then add that to the mix, the milk mix in the beginning. Transfer the dry ingredients to the mixing bowl. Mix it all up with a spoon until roughly combined. And then add the melted vegan butter. Get your hands in there and knead the dough for a good 6 to 8 minutes. It should be really nice and soft and easy to work with. Then put it back into the bowl, cover it with parchment paper or cling foil, and then place it someplace warm for about an hour to rise. While I was waiting for the dough to rise, I filmed the recipe for these chocolate almond protein bars, and during that shoot, I snacked on quite a bit of almond butter. The recipe for these I'll link down below. Grab a small to medium-sized baking or casserole dish and line it with either parchment paper or grease it generously with some vegan butter. Knead the dough for another minute or 2. And now roll it out. You can start by flattening it with your hands and then roll it into a somewhat rectangular shape. 21, mal 24. This doesn't have to be exactly this big, but somewhere along those lines. Blend up some Oreos. My battery died then, and so I had to switch to my phone. Here I am, spreading the rectangle with vegan butter, and then adding the blended Oreos. Roll it up from the shorter end, and then cut this into 6 to 7 more or less equally sized pieces. Yeah, you best do that on a cutting board. I doubt that anyone's cutting board can compete with this Game of Thrones themed one. Why do we have this? Place the rolls into your prepared baking dish. Put either the cling foil back on it, or I guess I could have also just tucked in the parchment paper. Anyway, let this rise once again for about 30 minutes, preferably in a somewhat warm place again. I actually just left it on the counter this time though, because I had to preheat the oven at this point to 180 degrees Celsius. After rising, bake these guys for 22 to 25 minutes. And then serve them warm. I had 1 to 2 of these with just a bit of vegan cream cheese. These are so good. Lunch for me was just a plate of vitamins. We've got some cucumbers, some spinach, orange bell pepper, which in my opinion is the superior bell pepper. There's also some kidney beans, sun-dried tomatoes. I had all this with some of the store-bought peanut satay sauce that I think my mom got from the organic store. It's pretty good. And then I sprinkled over some of these fried onions and ate all this with a piece of toast. Then I had one of the chocolate almond bites that I made. So my dad got me these vegan burgers from Lidl. To be honest, it's something that I wouldn't normally buy. I don't know, the pink color kind of freaks me out. It's too much realism there. But I was still curious about what these would taste like. I also cooked up some chickpea pasta, because we have that at home. And to that I added some store-bought tomato sauce, spinach, and one of the burgers, some barbecue sauce, and some more pasta. The burger was actually really, really nice. To me, it tastes like the Beyond Meat one, but better. Good job, Lidl. Here's a fun random fact. A cafe opened up in my hometown, my tiny hometown. That in and of itself is shocking news, but what's even crazier is the fact that they sell vegan cookies there. And my mom brought me one of those. Well, she ate half of it, but pretty good. It was peanut butter chocolate chip, I think. And that was my day pretty much. Other than that, I hung out with my siblings, practiced some piano after months of not playing. I am currently in the midst of filming a What I Eat in a Week, so you can look forward to another long form video soon. Last but not least, let's talk about Squarespace a bit. Reasons to make a website. There's so many. I've got a website, but your website doesn't have to be a food blog. It could be a website for your small business or your big business, for your lifestyle blog, your CV, your podcast, whatever it might be. Use one of Squarespace's stunning, professionally designed templates and make it into your own. It's actually really easy and intuitive to use. Squarespace doesn't just provide you with website templates, but also with many other services. For example, keep your clients up to date by starting an email newsletter, or create an awesome new logo for your brand using Squarespace's logo maker. If you need any extra help, you've got their 24/7 award-winning customer service on your side. Go to squarespace.com/MinaRome and use the code MinaRome for 10% off your first purchase. Thank you so much for being here, for watching. Really, really, really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye!